Change the way you think. Imagine, if you will, a world where your thoughts are not your own. A world where every idea, every belief, every aspiration is handed to you on a silver platter, prepackaged and ready to go. Now shake off that disturbing vision. For I am here to tell you that such a world need not be our reality. You, my dear friends, possess the most powerful tool in all of creation, your mind. And it is high time we learn to wield it with purpose and precision. Embark on a journey, shall we? A journey not across vast oceans or treacherous mountain ranges, but through the intricate landscape of our own minds. For it is here, in the quiet recesses of our thoughts, that true change begins. It is here that we can forge a new path, one that leads us from the mundane to the extraordinary. They think of your mind as a garden. Yes, a garden. Now, some of you might be scratching your heads, wondering what on earth gardening has to do with changing the way you think. But bear with me, for this analogy is richer than the soil in which we plant our ideas. In this garden of yours, thoughts are the seeds. Some were planted long ago by well-meaning parents, teachers, or friends. Others were scattered by the winds of circumstance. And still others you have carefully selected and sown yourself. But here is the rub. Not all seeds grow into beautiful flowers or bountiful fruit trees. Some, I'm afraid, grow into weeds that choke out the good plants, stealing nutrients and sunlight. These weeds, my friends, are the negative thoughts, the self-doubts, the fears that hold us back. They grow quickly and spread with alarming ease. But fear not, for you are the gardener of this plot, and it is within your power to uproot these unwanted plants and cultivate a lush paradise of positive, empowering thoughts. But how, you ask? How does one go about this mental landscaping? Well, let me tell you, it is not as daunting as it might seem. The first step is awareness. You must become acutely aware of the thoughts that flit through your mind like butterflies on a summer's day. Catch them, examine them, and ask yourself, is this thought serving me? Is it helping me grow, or is it stunting my progress? Once you have identified the weeds, it is time to pull them out, root and all. This process can be uncomfortable, even painful at times. After all, some of these thoughts have been with us for so long that they feel like old friends. But remember, not all familiar things are good for us. Sometimes we must bid farewell to the old to make room for the new. Now, do not make the mistake of thinking that simply removing negative thoughts is enough. Nature abhors a vacuum, and so does the mind. If you leave that space empty, weeds will surely grow back. No, you must actively plant new seeds, seeds of hope, of ambition, of self-belief. Imagine planting a tiny acorn in your mind. At first, it might seem insignificant, almost laughable. How could this little seed ever amount to anything? But with proper care, with sunlight, water, and nutrients, that acorn will grow into a mighty oak, its branches reaching towards the sky, its roots delving deep into the earth. That, my friends, is the power of a single thought, nurtured and allowed to flourish. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Rome was not built in a day, and neither is a new way of thinking. It requires patience, persistence, and above all, practice. You must tend to your mental garden daily, weeding out negative thoughts as they sprout, and nurturing the positive ones. Think of it as exercise for your mind. Just as you would not expect to run a marathon without training, you cannot expect to change your entire thought pattern overnight. Start small. Perhaps begin your day by planting a seed of gratitude. What are you thankful for? It could be something as simple as the warmth of the sun on your face or the aroma of your morning coffee. By focusing on these positive aspects, you are training your mind to seek out the good in life. As you go about your day, be mindful of the thoughts that crop up. When you catch yourself thinking, I cannot do this, or I'm not good enough, stop. Take a deep breath. Now, replace that thought with something more empowering. I am capable of learning and growing, or I am worthy of success and happiness. It might feel awkward at first, even a bit silly. But I assure you, with repetition, these new thoughts will take root and flourish. Now, some of you might be thinking, that is all well and good, but what about the challenges life throws at us? Surely positive thinking cannot solve everything. And you would be absolutely right. Changing the way you think about ignoring life's difficulties or pretending everything is sunshine and roses. It is about equipping yourself with the mental tools to face those challenges head on. Think of your mind as a toolbox. In the past, perhaps you only had a hammer, and so every problem looked like a nail. But as you change your way of thinking, you are adding new tools to your arsenal. Suddenly you have a screwdriver for those tricky situations that need a delicate touch. You have a saw to cut through the noise and get to the heart of the matter. You have a level to help you maintain balance when life tries to knock you off kilter. With these tools at your disposal, problems that once seemed insurmountable become manageable. Obstacles transform into opportunities for growth. And failures, well, they become valuable lessons, stepping stones on your path to success. But be honest, shall we? This journey of changing your thoughts is not always a pleasant stroll through a sun-dappled garden. There will be times when it feels like you are hacking your way through a dense jungle, machete in hand, sweat pouring down your brow. In these moments, it is crucial to remember why you started this journey in the first place. What is it that you want to achieve? What kind of person do you want to become? Hold that vision in your mind. Let it be the North Star that guides you through the darkest nights of self-doubt and frustration. For it is in these challenging times that your new way of thinking will be put to the test. And it is in overcoming these tests that your new mindset will be solidified. If you will, the humble caterpillar. It spends its days inching along, content with its lot in life. But deep within its DNA lies the blueprint for something greater. When the time is right, it builds a cocoon, not knowing what will come next. In that dark, confined space, it undergoes a remarkable transformation. Its entire being is broken down and rebuilt. And when it emerges, it is no longer a caterpillar, but a beautiful butterfly, capable of soaring to heights it never dreamed possible. My friends, you are that caterpillar. Your old way of thinking is the cocoon. It might feel safe, familiar, comfortable even, but it is limiting you, keeping you earthbound when you were meant to fly. By changing the way you think, you are breaking free from that cocoon, spreading your wings and preparing to take flight. Now I can almost hear some of you protesting. But I'm too old to change, you might say. I've been thinking this way for decades. It is too late for me. Nonsense. Absolute poppycock. It is never too late to change the way you think. Your brain, marvelous organ that it is, remains plastic throughout your life. It can form new connections, learn new patterns, adapt to new ways of thinking at any age. In fact, I would argue that those of us with a few more years under our belts have an advantage. We have a wealth of life experience to draw upon, a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. We can approach this change with the wisdom that comes from having weathered life's storms and the humility that comes from having made our fair share of mistakes. So, my seasoned friends, do not count yourselves out of this race. You are not too old to learn, to grow, to change. You are, in fact, in the prime position to make the most profound and lasting changes to your way of thinking. Now, let's address another concern that might be bubbling up in some of your minds. What will others think, you might wonder? If I change the way I think, will I become someone unrecognizable? Will I lose myself in the process? These are valid concerns, to be sure, but let me put your minds at ease. Changing the way you think does not mean becoming someone else entirely. It means becoming more fully yourself. It means shedding the limitations and negative patterns that have been holding you back and embracing your true potential. Think of it as polishing a diamond. The diamond has always been there, buried beneath layers of rock and sediment. By changing your thoughts, you are simply removing those layers, revealing the brilliant gem that has been there all along. You are not becoming someone new, you are uncovering the best version of yourself. As for what others might think, well, that is their business, is not it? You cannot control the thoughts of others any more than they can control yours. What you can control is how you react to their opinions. And with your new way of thinking, you will find that the opinions of others hold less sway over your happiness and self-worth. In fact, you might be surprised to find that as you change your way of thinking, the people around you will need to change as well. Your newfound positivity and self-belief can be contagious. Like ripples in a pond, the changes you make in yourself can spread outward, touching the lives of those around you in ways you never imagined. But let's be clear, you are not changing your thoughts for anyone else. You are doing this for yourself, because you deserve to live a life free from the constraints of negative thinking. You deserve to experience the joy, the success, the fulfillment that comes from aligning your thoughts with your true potential. Now, I can see some of you shifting uncomfortably in your seats. Perhaps you are thinking, this all sounds well and good, but it also sounds like a lot of work. Is it really worth the effort? To which I say emphatically, yes, 1,000 times yes. Consider for a moment the alternative. If you continue thinking the way you always have, you will likely continue getting the results you have always got. Is that what you want? To remain stuck in the same patterns, facing the same challenges, experiencing the same frustrations? Or do you want to break free to experience life in a new, more fulfilling way? The choice, my friends, is yours. And it is a choice you must make every single day. Every moment, in fact, for changing the way you think is not a one-time event, but a continuous process. It is a commitment you make to yourself, a promise to nurture your mind just as you would nurture your body. Speaking of the body, let's not forget the profound impact our thoughts have on our physical well-being. The mind and body are not separate entities, but intimately connected. When we change our thoughts, we change our physiology. Positive thoughts can boost our immune system, lower our blood pressure, and even alleviate pain. Imagine starting your day with thoughts of gratitude and optimism. Your body responds by releasing feel-good hormones like serotonin and dopamine. You stand a little taller, breathe a little deeper, smile a little more easily. The world seems brighter. Challenges seem more manageable. All because you chose to plant seeds of positivity in the garden of your mind. Conversely, negative thoughts can have a detrimental effect on our health. Chronic stress, anxiety, and pessimism can weaken our immune system, disrupt our sleep, and even contribute to heart disease. By changing the way we think, we're not just improving our mental health, but our physical health as well. But let's move beyond the individual for a moment and consider the broader implications of changing the way we think. Imagine a world where everyone made this commitment to positive, empowering thoughts. A world where people approach challenges with creativity and optimism rather than fear and doubt. A world where individuals believe in their ability to make a difference, to innovate, to create positive change. Such a world is not a far-off utopia, my friends. It begins right here, right now, with each one of us choosing to change the way we think. For as we change our thoughts, we change our actions. As we change our actions, we change our lives. And as we change our lives, we change the world around us. Now, I can almost hear some of you thinking, but what about realism? Is not all this positive thinking just a form of self-delusion? An excellent question, and one that deserves addressing. Changing the way you think does not mean ignoring reality or pretending that everything is perfect. It means approaching reality with a mindset that empowers you to face challenges and seek solutions. A realist sees the world as it is, yes, but a positive thinker sees the world as it could be, and then sets about making that vision a reality. It is not about denying the existence of problems, but about believing in your ability to overcome them. It is about focusing on possibilities rather than limitations. Think of it this way. When you are driving a car, you keep your eyes on where you want to go, not on the obstacles you want to avoid. If you fixate on the potholes, you are more likely to hit them. But if you focus on the clear road ahead, you will naturally steer around the obstacles. The same principle applies to your thoughts. Focus on where you want to go, on what you want to achieve, and you will find yourself naturally moving in that direction. Now, let's address another concern that might be niggling at some of you. Is not this all a bit selfish? You might be wondering. Shouldn't we be focusing on helping others rather than improving ourselves? My dear friends, changing the way you think is one of the most selfless things you can do. For when you improve yourself, you improve your capacity to help others. Think of it as putting on your own oxygen mask before assisting others. By cultivating a positive, empowering mindset, you are equipping yourself to be of greater service to those around you. You will have more energy, more creativity, more resilience to offer. You will be better equipped to lift others up, to inspire them, to help them see their own potential. Moreover, by changing the way you think about yourself, you will naturally change the way you think about others. As you learn to be kinder and more forgiving towards yourself, you will find it easier to extend that same kindness and forgiveness to others. As you recognize your own potential for growth and change, you will be more likely to see that same potential in others, even those who might seem hopeless or beyond help. But let me be clear, changing the way you think is not a panacea. It will not magically solve all your problems or transform you into a superhuman overnight. There will still be challenges, still be moments of doubt and difficulty. The difference is in how you approach these moments. With your new way of thinking, you will see challenges as opportunities for growth rather than insurmountable obstacles. You will view failures as valuable lessons rather than definitive judgments on your worth. You will approach uncertainty with curiosity rather than fear. Think of your mind as a muscle. Just as you would not expect to bench press 300 pounds on your first day at the gym, you cannot expect to completely revolutionize your thought patterns overnight. It takes time, it takes practice, it takes persistence. There will be days when it feels easy, when positive thoughts flow effortlessly. And there will be days when it feels like an uphill battle, when old thought patterns try to reassert themselves. But here is the beautiful thing: every time you choose a positive thought over a negative one, every time you challenge a limiting belief, every time you reframe a problem as an opportunity, you are strengthening that mental muscle. You are creating new neural pathways, rewiring your brain to default to more empowering thought patterns. And as you strengthen this muscle, as you become more adept at directing your thoughts, you will find that it becomes easier and more natural. What once required conscious effort will become second nature. You will find yourself automatically looking for the silver lining, instinctively seeking solutions rather than dwelling on problems. Fear is perhaps the greatest obstacle to changing the way we think. Fear of failure, fear of success, fear of the unknown, these can all hold us back, keeping us trapped in oldest. But here is the thing about fear: it is often based on illusions, on worst-case scenarios that rarely come to pass. When you change the way you think about fear, you rob it of its power over you. Instead of seeing fear as a stop sign, see it as a flashing yellow light, a signal to proceed with caution, but proceed nonetheless. Use your fear as a compass, pointing you towards the areas where you need to grow, the challenges you need to face. Remember, courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision that something else is more important than fear. And what could be more important than becoming the best version of yourself? What could be more vital than unlocking your full potential? As we near the end of our time together, I want to leave you with a thought. Changing the way you think is not a destination, but a journey. It is not about reaching some mythical state of perpetual positivity, but about continually growing, learning, evolving. It is about embracing the ebb and flow of life, the ups and downs, with a mindset that empowers you to navigate it all with grace and resilience. Think of your mind as a vast ocean. Your thoughts are the currents that flow through it. For too long, perhaps, you have been caught in eddies of negativity, swirling in the same old patterns. But now, you have the power to chart a new course. You can ride the waves of positivity, navigate the storms of adversity, and explore the depths of your potential. Remember, my dear friends, that you are the captain of this ship. You decide which thoughts to entertain, which beliefs to hold, which attitudes to cultivate. It may not always be easy, but I assure you it is always worthwhile. As you leave here today, I challenge you to make a commitment to yourself, a commitment to be mindful of your thoughts, to question your assumptions, to challenge your limiting beliefs, a commitment to nurture the seeds of positivity and uproot the weeds of negativity, a commitment to see yourself and the world around you through new eyes. Start small if you must. Perhaps begin each day by asking yourself, what thought will serve me best today? Plant that thought in your mind and tend to it throughout the day. Watch how it grows, how it influences your mood, your actions, your interactions with others. And when you inevitably encounter setbacks, for they will come, as surely as winter follows autumn, do not despair. Do not see them as evidence that this new way of thinking does not work. Instead, see them as opportunities to practice, to strengthen your mental muscles, to deepen your commitment to this new path. Remember the diamond we spoke of earlier, the one buried beneath layers of rock and sediment? Well, my friends, pressure is what turns carbon into diamonds. In the same way, the challenges you face are what will transform your newfound positive thoughts into unshakable convictions. As you go forth from here, know that you are not alone on this journey. Every person you meet is on their own path of growth and change. Some may be further along, some may be just beginning, but all are fellow travelers. Treat them with kindness and understanding, for you know not what battles they may be fighting in the privacy of their own minds. And speaking of kindness, do not forget to extend it to yourself. Changing the way you think is not about achieving perfection. It is about progress, about becoming a little bit better each day. Celebrate your victories, no matter how small they may seem. Learn from your setbacks, but do not dwell on them. And always, always remember that you are worthy of the effort it takes to change your thoughts. For in changing your thoughts, you are changing your life. And in changing your life, you are changing the world. It may not happen overnight. It may not always be visible, but make no mistake, your thoughts have power. They shape your reality, influence your actions, and ripple out to touch the lives of those around you. Imagine, if you will, a pebble dropped into a still pond. The ripples start small, but they grow, spreading outward in ever-widening circles. Your thoughts are like that pebble. The changes you make in your own mind may seem small at first, but they have the potential to create waves of positive change that extend far beyond yourself. So, my friends, as we part ways, I urge you to embrace this power. Embrace the responsibility and the privilege of shaping your own mind. For in doing so, you are shaping your destiny. Remember, the thoughts you think today are creating the life you will live tomorrow. Choose them wisely, nurture them carefully, and watch in wonder as they blossom into a life more beautiful and fulfilling than you ever dared to imagine. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and the journey to changing your life begins with a single thought. What will that thought be for you? What seed will you plant in the garden of your mind today? The choice, as always, is yours. But know this, you have within you everything you need to make this change. You have the strength, the courage, the resilience. All that remains is for you to believe it, to embrace it, to live it. So go forth, my dear friends. Go forth and change the way you think. For in doing so, you will change your life. And in changing your life, you will change the world. Remember, the power is yours. The time is now, and the possibilities, well, they're as limitless as your imagination. Thank you, and Godspeed on your journey. As you step forth from this moment, consider the profound adventure that awaits you. Each thought you nurture is a seed planted in the fertile soil of your mind. Some will grow into mighty oaks of achievement, others into delicate flowers of joy, and still others into vines of connection reaching out to those around you. Tend to this garden with care, my friends. Water it with positivity, nourish it with knowledge, and let the sunlight of hope shine upon it. Remove the weeds of doubt and fear as soon as they sprout, for they are persistent and will try to take root again and again. Remember that this garden of your mind is not a static thing. It is ever-changing, ever-growing. Just as the seasons turn, so too will your thoughts evolve. Embrace this change, for it is the very essence of growth. In the springtime of your journey, you may find your garden filled with the tender shoots of new ideas. Protect them, nurture them, give them room to grow. In the summer of your efforts, watch as these ideas blossom into vibrant realities. The autumn of reflection will bring a harvest of wisdom, lessons learned from both successes and setbacks. And in the winter of contemplation, let your mind lie fallow for a time, gathering strength for the next cycle of growth. As you cultivate this garden, you may find that others are drawn to its beauty. They may ask you for cuttings for seeds to plant in their own minds. Share freely, for thoughts are not diminished by being shared. Indeed, they often grow stronger when planted in the fertile ground of fellowship. And speaking of fellowship, do not think you must tend this garden alone. Seek out kindred spirits, those who are also on this journey of mental transformation. Together you can create a veritable forest of positive thought, a place where great ideas can take root and flourish. But be warned, there will be those who look upon your garden with skepticism or even scorn. They may try to trample your tender shoots or scatter seeds of negativity. Do not let their actions discourage you. Instead, let your thriving garden be a testament to the power of positive thinking, a beacon of hope that might inspire even the most hardened cynics. As you go about your daily life, let every interaction, every experience, every challenge be an opportunity to enrich your mental soil. A kind word from a stranger. Let it be a drop of refreshing rain, a difficult problem at work. See it as a chance to cultivate resilience and creativity, a moment of natural beauty. Allow it to be a burst of sunshine, warming your thoughts and helping them grow. And when the storms come, they will do not despair. The mightiest trees are those that have weathered the fiercest gales. Let the winds of adversity strengthen your roots, driving them deeper into the bedrock of your convictions. Remember, too, that the most beautiful gardens often contain a variety of plants. Do not limit yourself to a single type of idea. Let your mind be a place of diversity, where practical plans grow alongside wild dreams, where logical analyses coexist with flights of fancy. This diversity will make your mental ecosystem more resilient, more adaptable, and infinitely more interesting. As you continue on this path, you may find that changing your thoughts changes not just your mind, but your very being. Your posture may straighten as you uproot thoughts of inadequacy. Your eyes may sparkle with newfound curiosity. Your voice may ring with the confidence of someone who knows their own worth. Embrace these changes, for they are the physical manifestation of your inner transformation. Let them remind you of the power you hold, the power to reshape not just your thoughts, but your very reality. And so, my dear friends, as our paths diverge, I leave you with this final thought. The journey you are embarking upon is the grandest adventure of all. For you are not merely exploring the world around you, but the vast, uncharted territories of your own mind. Chart your course with care, navigate with courage, and always keep your gaze fixed on the horizons of possibility. For it is there, in the meeting place of what is and what could be, that true transformation occurs. Go forth then with open your heart and determination in your spirit. The world awaits the fruits of your transformed mind. And who knows, perhaps the thoughts you change today will be the catalyst for a brighter, more beautiful tomorrow. Farewell, my fellow adventurers. May your thoughts be ever uplifting, your mind ever expanding, and your journey ever rewarding. The path of mental transformation stretches before you, beckoning with infinite promise. Take that first step. Change your thoughts. Change your world. Thank you, and Godspeed on your journey.